Hotep, my brothers and my sisters. Hotep, we greet you with our ancient Kemetic language, Hotep, which means peace, and Amandala, which means power, power to the people. We want to thank you I want to thank you for tuning in with us today. Those of you who will be coming in, those of you who will be watching this later on today or later on this week, we thank you. We do not take your presence lightly, brothers and sisters. And if you can do this for me, I need your help. It's not going to cost you a dime. If you are on or when you watch this later on, ask that you please share this with people that you care about and love, or people that you know that may need the information that we share here. If you feel that the content is good enough for you, it definitely will be good for somebody else. So please share. Please share. And I also like to ask you to help me out. We're trying to beef up our YouTube channel at James Anyabwile. You can see my name at the bottom of the screen. James at the bottom of the screen, James Anyabwile on YouTube. Please go there and subscribe, like, share, press notification bell to help us reach a broader crowd. I would appreciate that very much, brothers and sisters. So I give you a few seconds to come on in to share this. So I welcome all of you. Those of you who may not know me, my name is James Anyabwile. I am your spiritual teacher, aka spiritual awakener of the God in Action Ministries Spiritual Cultural Centers podcast, or what they call platform. And I just want to let you know just a little bit about myself, what my purpose. My purpose and my mission is to inform, not to convince. Inform, not trying to convince you of anything. To encourage you to be more of a analytical and critical thinker, where people just can't throw anything that sounds deep to you and just go run with it. I wanted to encourage you to be a researcher. All right. And there's another thing, this key thing. I am not trying to convert you to any religion or any denomination, because I do not subscribe to any religion or denomination, though I am a legitimate, licensed and ordained minister, what they call preacher, or they call pastor, whatever they want to call it. I do not subscribe to any religion or denomination, though I respect them all, as long, that's key, as long as they are being used as instruments for Black liberation. Ashe? So welcome once again. Please share with somebody. I think I got something good that's going to encourage someone on today. And so we thank you for that. And let me see who's going to hang with their brother on today. I came in, let me see. Brother Taibidi, Brother Chikari. I see y'all on YouTube. And another thing, brothers and sisters, well, I'll just leave that for now. No, I hope that the computer or the live video don't buffer or freeze. I'm just being honest. I don't beg from nobody. The internet that I was using to trying to make everything go smooth, no glitches and this, I just wanted to get the best. It went up too much. It went up to $100 a month. I don't got it. And a lot of you who watch don't support this channel financially. It's like, I would say two people or three people do out of the people who watch. We don't got a billion who watch, but people come in and watch, because we getting 100 views at least a week. That's not bad. 80, 90, 100, or even more. So people are watching. We've got three people out of all those people who support us financially. So we could not afford to pay $100 for internet. So I guess if it was not worth it for you, that's fine. So I had to deal with what I can afford, what we can afford, and hopefully it's does the same thing. Give you quality, or be no interruptions. All right, I'm just being honest. We can't do what we do without your help. All right. But I'm not gonna sit here and put you on a guilt trip or beg or make this a money thing. I'm not gonna give people an opportunity to do that because that's what people will jump to when someone asks for support. But we do need your support. We do need it, and we appreciate those. You know who you are, who do the 3 people who do, and we thank you. And they do it consistently, and we everything helps. Everything helps. So if you like to be able to support us, you can go to our Cash App. Cash App is GIAM number 20. That's our Cash App. Or PayPal is paypal.me/HOTEP number 2. I just want to share that at this time because at the end, a lot of people are not, they don't stick around, they leave. So maybe I'll catch you if you come in. So this is our information here. That if you would like to contribute to help us do our thing, like I share, we don't do this for money, but it costs money to do this thing. Like I said, I pay for the internet and the lighting and the proper computer. It costs, nobody donated that. We had to pay for this so you can get quality viewing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I want to give to you. All right, brothers and sisters, I do want to just share that with you. So the information at the bottom of the screen, and you can also share it with people that you may know who's looking for a place they can like donate something to, knowing that that platform or that person have our people best interest in mind. So you can say, hey, yo, I know a place who's really trying to open the eyes of our people, who's trying to really encourage and uplift our people. You know what I'm saying? This is their Cash App. This is their PayPal. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. Okay? You don't have to be somebody who always watch. Share the information, brothers and sisters. I would appreciate that. All right? So thank you once again for tuning in. We're going to move into our lesson. I only see a few people on. Let me see here. That's fine. That is fine. I'm still going to go in. Brother Chris, what's up, man? I'm looking over here because my computer's over here. But Hotep, King. Hotep, everyone. Right? And let's move in. Those of you who saw the text, not the text, the platform, you saw the subject, and let me see here. Let me move in, brothers and sisters. Let me make sure everything is working properly. Okay? Make sure everything's working properly. Okay, I see more people on my phone. I'm sorry, I can't see y'all on the main thing. Brother Kiamu, Queen May T. All right, I see a few more names here. Appreciate it. All right. You saw the this title on today's subject, a valuable lesson from the little engine. I knew that wasn't a catchy subject, and people say, "What the heck is that?" So you have to have a subject that's attractive. I knew that wasn't really attractive. You know, it's not going to catch everybody's eye, but hey, this is what I was placed on my heart to put on. A valuable lesson from the little engine. Get something out of this, brothers. If this is just one thing before you leave this platform, that means that you have not come on, right, for naught. Get at least one thing, many things, but at least one thing. A valuable lesson from the little engine. I want to start off by saying, brothers and sisters, that to know you can do something and believe that you can do something are two different things. To know and to believe. Like when I say to know is like it's fact. I know it's fact. I know I can do it. So when you know, you're more confident. You're very confident that you can do whatever it is. But when you believe, right? You believe you can do something. You're saying, I think I can do it. So there's room for doubt. I think I can do it. I believe I can do it. And just because you believe something does not mean it's true, right? So what I want to do today, hopefully, brothers and sisters, through this lesson, is to encourage you. I'm not going to say you're going to have to do this overnight, but work at transitioning yourself, your mental, from believing to knowing that you can do something. Work at transitioning your mind from believing that you can do something to knowing that you can do something. One thing about life, brothers and sisters, it definitely have challenges. It'll put up all kind of obstacles, and it'll throw up all kind of blocks and hindrances, oppositions. Whenever you're trying to do something good, these things will pop up in our way, thrown in our face. And in too many cases, people have gotten too discouraged and they have given up or abandoned their dream way before they can reach their desired goals. And we have to get out of that mindset. I have done that many times in my life, But if you work at, when I say you, I'm talking about myself too. So don't get whoever comes on who don't know me may say, who are you talking about? You. What about you, brother? When I say you, I'm talking about me first because I got the message first. I'm just sharing it with you because I felt it was valuable and worthy enough to share with somebody else. Okay. So if you work at, or we work at building on, and I can do it. I know I can do it mindset. I know I can do it attitude. Then you and I won't make it too easy. But outside pressures and distractions and obstacles to stop us from reaching our intended goal. We have to forge that in our mind, that I know I can do it mindset, that I know I can do it attitude. In spite of all those things that come up against us, no matter what, guess what? When you have that, I know I can do it, right? Not I believe, I think, but I know I can do it. No matter what comes up against you, you'll still give whatever you're doing all you got to get where you got to go. Or get what you got to get, right? Now, the subject is a valuable lesson from A Little Engine. And I believe many of you growing up, and maybe some of you have told this to your grandchildren or little children, whatever. That little children's story, or that children's fairy tale about the little engine that could. It's two stories, right? One about a red engine and one about a blue engine, a train. But I'm going to deal with the blue one, all right? So there was this train, this little engine. This train, big train, was carrying some toys to deliver to some children, right, over the mountain. And this big train that was carrying all these toys over this mountain, it broke down before it even got to the mountain. So they was concerned about the little children not getting the toys, in this little quaint town, these little villages. You could kind of picture this. And while this big train with all these filled with toys broken down, it says that there were some trains, big and small, that saw that broken down train, but it didn't stop to help it. It didn't stop to help it. Then there came this little blue train. And this little blue train, or this engine, decided to stop to help and this broken down train. But it started talking to itself. And maybe he was talking to the train. And he said, you know what? I've never been over this mountain before. I never had I never was put to that test. And I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. while pulling you, filled with a whole bunch of other toys, So when you look at this, brothers and sisters, it was a seemingly impossible task for such a little train to pull this big train filled with tons of toys over this hill. But it decided to hook it up anyway, to hook up the broken down train anyway, and it started up the mountain. See, storytelling is beautiful, yo. You know why? Because that's how our ancestors passed on information and encouragement and pride and empower the people. They would tell stories, and our ancient storytellers were called griots. See, a lot of us think that when they invaded Africa, I know I went off a little bit, invaded Africa, they took all the warriors, they took all the kings and queens. That's true. But the first people that they took was the griots, because they was the one passing on the information about the warriors and the builders and the mathematicians. They didn't want that information to continue. So they took the griots first. Are you hearing me? Just want to share that. With storytelling, you can get so much out of it, right? So this little train hooked up this broken down train and started doing something that seemed really impossible to do. He never did before, right? Before long, it started huffing, started puffing, right? Smoke was coming out, right? As it was heading up the hill or heading up the mountain. It was struggling. It started shaking and straining. So the little train, the little engine, the little choo-choo train, little blue train, it started talking to itself. Started saying, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. What did I say at the on start? That we need to work at transitioning from I think I can to what? I know I can. All right? But sometimes you have to fake it before you make it. Not in everything, though. So he kept saying, I think I can, I think I can. But while he was saying that, like I said, there was doubt. He wasn't sure that he would be able to do it. But eventually, the little blue train or the engine encouraged itself enough that it made it over the mountain, toting this big broken down train filled with a lot of toys. And now he's at the top of the mountain, catching his breath. Woo! Woo! Right? Couldn't believe what he just accomplished. What he just achieved, right? He left his comfort zone and stepped out and did something he never done before. See, brothers and sisters, you'll never know what you can do if you don't step out and try. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? So as it was at the top of the hill, right? He started saying to himself, you know, when you get at the top, you get that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I made it. I made it. Once he got to the top of the hill, he started off saying, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. But at the top of the hill, he says, I thought I could. I thought I could. I thought I could. You know what I'm saying? Like that compliment. I thought I could. I did it. I did it. I thought I could. I thought I could do it. In other words, he says, I knew I can do it. He transitioned his mindset, his spirit, his attitude from I think I can to I know I could do it. You see the point I'm making? My brothers, and it's key that we, what we tell ourselves. We're going to deal with that. Because life and death is in the power of the tongue. It's the power of your tongue and the tongue of other people. So you have to be very careful what you speak to yourself, because what you speak to yourself will manifest in your life. What you speak to yourself will manifest in your life. And what others speak into you or what you speak into others will manifest in their life. Because once you spit it out, the seed is planted. That's why we're going to be very careful what we say. We got to think before we speak, because it's like a gun and a bullet. Once you pow, you can't take the bullet back. You tell somebody they're stupid, you're dumb, you'll never be nothing, you'll never amount to nothing, you're a dumb MF. You're just like your dumb mother, you're just like your father. You'll never accomplish nothing, you'll never go on your own, you'll never graduate. You know, I hear parents telling their children this. I hear husbands saying that to their wives and wives saying that to their husband. What kind of love is that? You're going to kill the one you say you love with your damn mouth. Life and death in the power of the tongue, and what you speak will manifest in your life, in someone else's life. And you have to be very careful what you tell yourself. You have to be very careful what you allow other people to tell you. They're not telling you anything to build you up. Keep them out your circle. Watch your circle before they hurt you. If you ain't speaking positive encouragement, upliftment, or in a way to support me, I don't need you in my circle. I don't need you to talk to me, to call me. I don't hate you. I just don't need you in my peripheral. Because you do me no good, you mean me no good. But it's not going to stop me from coming on a platform and speaking positive to you. I'm saying to you because I don't know who's going to be watching. So he started talking to himself. I think I can. I think I can. I think doubt. Unsure. Then he got to the top and said, I knew I could. I knew I could. I thought I could. I knew I could. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Once again, be careful what you allow people to, what people speak into your life and what you speak into other people's lives. Be very careful. Because we live in a world, brothers and sisters, you know, we walk around. Could you do that? I was talking to somebody the other day. I asked him to do something. I can't do that. I said, you said what? They looked at me like I was crazy. I said, I can't should no longer be in your vocabulary. How you know if you don't try? They looked at me like I was crazy. Maybe somebody else they would have talked to, their homeboy or sister girl, whoever they did. I can't do it. You're right. You don't have to do it. They'll encourage you. You don't have to do it. You're right. Don't let nobody tell you what to do. You're not forced to do nothing. God understands. We start talking this. God understands, and don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to please nobody. Instead of saying, don't say I can't do it. Just say I know I can do it if I have the opportunity, if I had a chance. Or if I chose to do it, I know I can do it, but don't come around me. I will not accept that. I can't do it. Do your homework, baby. Do you got homework for school? Yeah, it's hard. We'll do it. I can't do it. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to go up to the school and tell that school that this work is too hard. It's so hard that parents can't even understand it. You're right, baby. You can't do it, and I can't either. See, we live in a world that is bent on, hell bent on labeling people as being disabled, or in convincing you that you are disabled or not able. Look at society. Look how they're labeling the older and younger alike with all kinds of mental disorders, convincing them or making them believe or to accept that they're like these two trains in this story. Remember the two trains? One broke down, was disabled. The other one felt it was not able. See, this society labels you to make you believe you can't do nothing. You can't do it. because they don't want you to challenge yourself. Because once black people challenge themselves, guess what? You begin to challenge those who try to oppress you and keep you down. And they don't want that. They fear that. They're threatened by that. We want these Negroes to be satisfied in their comfort zone of nothingness, their comfort zone of inferiority. And anytime they try to rise from that, they're gonna have a freaking you call it their heart gonna start palpitating. They're gonna start breathing hard. Because, you know, we want them to be afraid to move from thinking they can do something and knowing they can do something. Because them Negroes will take over the world. They knew who they really are. But we got them thinking they nothing but coons and clowns and step-it, fetch-its and all these other things and drug dealers and baby mama makers and crackheads, and we got them thinking that. But we want them to know that they are kings and queens and master builders, mathematicians, astrologers, astrologists, morticians, dancers. Art, whatever, we master everything. That wasn't in here. It was in my heart. We got to move from that mindset, y'all. It's not going to be easy. If we've been into the American educational system, all of us was mandated to go there. They put that seed, that mechanism in our mind to cause us to doubt ourselves. That's why we build for others, but never build for ourselves, because we don't think we got it, what it takes to build for ourselves. But we'll build the hell out of somebody else's institution. We'll build the hell out of somebody else's business and give all our money to do it. But when it comes to self, oh, I can't do it. Oh, no, I can't do it. All right, that's why we ain't got no businesses out here. We ain't got no institutions out here. And those of you who know with that corny stuff, we got a bank. There's one in Detroit. We got a bank. We got a hospital. There's one in Cleveland. We ain't talking about one or two little spurts around. You know how many millions of black people out here with degrees in business, PhDs, but they working for some master degrees, bachelor degrees, but they're working for somebody. Building what they have, they're confident in that. They know they can do that, but they don't have the confidence in doing it for themselves. I want to remind you, brothers and sisters, before I land this plane, that you and I, we possess the greatest power on earth, the greatest power in the universe. You know why? Because God, the creator, Adonai, Allah, Ra, whatever you want to call the God, Jehovah, Elohim, Yeshua, whatever you want to call the God, Buddha, Quintessential, whatever, Shango, Ifa. Don't get caught up into the name. Hey, God is a dramatic name. You don't put to use that name, God. Well, you could say source. You could say universe. You could say energy. You could say vibration. Whatever. We possess the greatest power on earth, the greatest power in the universe, because we have the creator living in us. The scripture even asks a profound question. Do you not know that you are the temple of God and the Spirit of God dwells in you? I think that's true. No, you can't think it. You got to know it's true. And when you know that's true, then you come with this other powerful scripture that comes to mind. With God, all things are possible. And I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Oh, he didn't quote that right. He said, I can do all things through Christ. No, you ain't quoted right. That was an interpolation. They put that in there. That's not in the original manuscript, brothers and sisters. They got you thinking it says, I can do all things through Christ. They're promoting this man. Go back and do your research. So I can do all things through him. Talk about the creator, the masculine God. But God is, Africans know that God is masculine and feminine. Well, that's how they describe the God, but it didn't say Christ. So no, I quoted it right. You got it wrong. And you was taught wrong. All right? So you'll have that mindset. With God, all things are possible. Whatever I put my mind to, set my mind to, because why? Because God dwells within. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Him, who's him? Him. In me. In me. And with that kind of knowledge, brothers and sisters, the word I can't, once again, should not be in your vocabulary anymore. Should no longer be in your vocabulary. You can say, I don't want to do it. I don't have a desire to do something. But don't ever get rid of that word, I can't. And don't accept it from your children or your spouse or anybody you care about. No. Don't say I can't. Just say I don't want to. I don't have a desire to. I'm not interested in doing it. But don't say I can't. I want to hear that. One thing about it, brothers and sisters, we talk about a valuable lesson from the little engine. If you see other people doing something or doing things that you would like to achieve in your life, accomplish or obtain in your life, you see other people doing it, that means that you can do it too. You can do the same thing. Once again, but you'll never know until you step out and try it. If you don't step out and try what you desire to have in your life, you'll never accomplish it. You'll never accomplish it. Saying, I want to do that. I wish I can do that. Oh, one day I want to do that. Oh, one day I want to be this and that. Oh, one day I want to build this and that. Oh, one day I want to have that. See, having that dream or that desire, that's the first step to set a goal. That's the first step, yes. But just thinking, wishing, and praying or waiting on God to drop something that you want in your life or desire in your life, you'll never get what you want. You'll never get where you want to go in life. I got all this from this little blue engine. You have to learn how to dissect stories, y'all. There's always gems in stories. I don't read stuff and look at stuff for entertainment. There's always underlying messages, y'all. In commercials, movies, stories, all kinds. I like the analytical, critical thinker. I like to pick things apart. What message is the creator or the Most High trying to give me from watching that person, watching that video, watching that commercial, watching that movie, watching that news broadcast, reading this book? What message is the creator trying to give me? Because nothing just happens. You don't just pick up stuff and look at stuff and hear stuff just to be hearing it. There's always a reason behind everything. We have to find what that reason is. Just like you were on today. You may say, I just want to get on and support the brother. No, there's a reason you're on today. There's something that you needed to hear. Or somebody that you know needs to hear something, and now you can relay that information because you probably didn't know what to say. I don't know, but you got to figure that out. There's a lot of people, including myself, we have a lot of challenges and struggles in our marriage, in our finances, relationships, in our health. It's part of life, y'all, And what people will do, they'll seek out other people to fix it for them. And there's people who will pay big money for these professionals to fix their problem. And brothers and sisters, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with seeking help from the right people. You don't just call sister girl, homeboy, you know what I'm saying? You know they just as crazy as hell, crazy as you are. just as dysfunctional as you are. You're going to call them because they're going to tell you what you want to hear. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about people who have your best interest in mind. So there's nothing wrong with seeking help from people, but whoever you seek your help from, they cannot straighten out your problems. They cannot straighten out your life situations, right? You must understand, understand, overstand that if you had a hand in creating whatever issue you have in your life, because we don't say you don't play a part. I don't care if you played 1% and somebody else played 99% of creating the problem. You still played a part. If you played a part in helping to create your situation and your issue, that means you have the power to help fix it, solve it, and correct it. I don't care what percentage of it you have created. You were responsible for it. You still was a part of it. If you create it, you have the power to fix it, to solve it, correct it, to change it. Am I making sense? Now, if a person get into the habit of always trying to find somebody to bail them out or solve their problems, right? If somebody's doing that for you or you're doing that for somebody else, you're not really helping them. And they're not helping you. They're not giving you what you need. You're not giving the person what they need. What you're doing is that you know, if you don't have no balance in helping others or have no balance in you receiving help from others, you know what I'm saying? What you're going to do to somebody else or what they're going to do to you, they're just going to enable you, going to cripple you, they're going to stunt your growth, they're going to clip your wings. Because now, you know why? Because now you know that no matter what happens, somebody else is going to bail me out. I can make a phone call to bail me out. This still connects with the story. I'm gonna go there. This little engine. So too much help, or help without having balance, is not helpful to you. Nor if you're doing it, it's not helpful to the person you're trying to help. You're not helping them. You're clipping their wings, stunting their growth. You're enabling them. And a lot of parents make this mistake. I want to help somebody. You make this mistake when it comes to your children. You say, I love my child to death. I love them unconditionally. I'm going to love them better than my parents love me. And you know what? I got no problem with that. You say no matter what they do, I'm going to be there for them. I'm going to help them. I'm going to bail them out. I'm not mad at you. I have no issue with parents that are dedicated to their children. Matter of fact, we need more parents who are dedicated. But I have a serious concern. A serious concern. Once again, if you don't have balance when it comes to you doing for your children or your child or anybody else, it's not going to change their ways. Or it's not going to put in them a strong desire to do anything for themselves. Once again, because they know whenever life challenges them, you're going to do everything in your power to cushion them, protect them, comfort them, and save them. Then when they one day go on their own, unless you're expecting your children to live with you till they 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, some of you want that. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to deal with the empty nest. So if they go out on their own and you done cushioned everything, did everything for them, they're going to be ill prepared to do anything for themselves. This world will eat them up, or they'll run back home. And while your children keep running back home, they grown. They was ill prepared because we did too much, had no balance. We thought it was a parental thing to do. Do everything, all you can, 100%. Now you got what you got. Then they tell you, I ain't actually be born. I ain't asked to be here. You supposed to. You my mother. You my father. And they 40 years old, 45 years talking like that. You got to learn something from this little engine. Now, we're going to have struggles. Like that little train in this story had some struggles. But he challenged himself. And one thing about our African ancestor, Frederick Douglass, said, he said, without struggle, there's no progress. So it could be very disabling, brothers and sisters, when you kill the drive or the desire and the fight out of a person to push or to at least try to do what needs to be done in their life. In this children's story about this little engine, it said the little blue train took on a task to help pull a broken down train over the mountain, a train double or triple its size. The weight double and triple its weight. Even though this little train was not sure, right, that it could pull this big train over this hill, over the mountain. And the little train had to pull by itself. It couldn't depend on nobody. Because it said at the beginning of the story, little trains and big trains bypassed that broken down train. No one wanted to help. So when this little train came, nobody was going to help that little train. It was all by itself. Couldn't depend on nobody. Are you hearing me? So it forced this little train to rely on itself. And when it did, what did it do? It discovered that it had the strength, the confidence, and the ability to do what seemed to be impossible for it to do. Very valuable lessons, a valuable lesson from a little engine. I hope I'm talking to somebody. According to scripture, Romans, the 15th chapter, 4th verse, it says, for everything that was written in the past was written to teach us. Like I said, look at this story. What is that scripture saying? I'm coming to my close. That means it says that we can learn or obtain wisdom or gain strength or get inspired from stories that are not true and stories that are true. Read that again. It says, for everything that was written in the past was written to teach us. We can learn to be inspired and gain wisdom from stories that are true and that are untrue. Just like we learned the story about this, a valuable lesson from this little engine. That's not a true story, but it's definitely inspirational. It's definitely encouraging. And a lot of us can identify with this little train. So because everything was written from the past to teach us, I want to go here. Do not ever allow anyone to convince you. I ain't talking about this train thing. Convince you that studying your true African history is useless. How the heck could this blue train story be useful, but your African history is not useful, is useless? So don't let anyone convince you of that. And do not ever allow anyone to put any other book or history or literature or fairy tale or myth before your history. Never. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? Why studying our history is so valuable, brothers and sisters? Because the scripture says that everything that was written in the past was written to teach us. See, studying our ancestors' history teaches us, or our history teaches us that we can do the same great things that they have accomplished. We can overcome the same things that they had to overcome. And we can do it with the same confidence. We can endure the same thing. We can persevere through the same challenges. Because why? We as a people have the same bloodline. We're connected to the same bloodline. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? And not only do we have the same bloodline, we are the people are faced with the same things that they was faced with on a daily basis. Because we are who we are. And God made us black on purpose. Or African, whatever you want to call it. Caramel, chocolate, mocha, brownie, whatever you want to call it. We still beautiful and tasteful anyway. Living life on life terms, brothers and sisters, is not going to always be easy. It's not going to be an easy walk. It's not going to be all happy days, all smiles and all laugh, all positive feelings, all laughter. But you must never give up on yourself, and you must keep striving like the little blue engine, that little train in this children's story, to get over the mountain that gets you in your way. Get over any mountain that gets in your way. Or on a daily basis, when we get up, when you and I get up, this is what we must do. In the morning and also throughout the day, we must talk to ourselves. Like this train said, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Then it said, I thought I could, meaning I knew I could, I knew I could. We have to get up every morning and throughout the day and speak to ourselves. We must become our greatest cheerleader and tell ourselves, I know I can. I know I can. I know I can. And get away from, I believe I can. I believe I can. I think I can. Stop doubting yourself. Tell yourself. No, don't tell your neighbor. I know you go to church. Tell your neighbor. See, the problem is you're telling your neighbor too much stuff. You need to be telling yourself stuff. Tell yourself. I know I can get through it. I know I can accomplish it. I know I can deal with it. I know I can manage it. I know I can overcome it. I know I can defeat it. I know I can make it through this. Tell yourself. And everybody's going through something in this lifetime today. So therefore, become your greatest cheerleader. Because everybody's don't even know what you're going through. They're going through their own stuff. You got to speak yourself up sometimes. Brothers and sisters, keep in mind that what the little blue train was saying when it was struggling going up the hill and over the mountain, it said, I think, I believe, but I believe. But once it built up enough confidence by talking positive to itself, I'm kind of repeating myself in another way, then it began saying, I know, I know, I know, I know, I knew, I knew, I can, I can. My brothers and sisters, raise that beautiful fist. This is my positive affirmation, positive self-affirmation, not talk to your neighbor. I know I said that, not tell your wife, tell your children, tell yourself first, then you can pass it on. Raise that beautiful black fist, that melanated fist, or whatever fist you have. I don't know who's watching. I don't discriminate. I don't hate nobody. I love all those who love me and don't oppress our people. Raise that beautiful black fist, brothers. Self-affirmation. Don't wait for somebody to tell you. We're going to tell ourselves today. Say it to yourself. Self, I know I can. I will give it all I got. I'll keep rising to the top. Choo, choo. Keep rising to the top. Give it all you got. My brothers and sisters, I thank you. I enjoyed telling this story. Brings joy to my heart to be able to share it with you. I pray and hope that you got something out of this today. Like I said, if you got one thing out of this, that's great. And pass it on to someone else. pass it on to someone else. You know, I don't think I use any strong expressions where a child can't hear some of it because they like stories about the choo-choo train. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't using profanity, you know, where when I say hell and whatever, you can silence that. But they love stories. Explain the story to them. Go over the story with your children. Go over the story. You and your spouse talk about it. Okay, you're dealing with something. Say, hey, you know, baby, or you somebody in your relationship with, or you have a business with. You know what? There's a valuable lesson we can learn from this little blue engine. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody needs encouragement. And I believe that the Spirit inspired me to get this because the Spirit know what I need. The Creator know what I need. I'm inspired. I feel great. And it's not a feeling that you have a freaking hangover afterwards, or it's a temporary feeling. I've just been encouraged. You can do it, whatever it may be, whatever comes your way. You got what it takes. But you'll never know until the situation comes and confront us. You'll never know how strong you are, or even how weak you are, or what you know or what you don't know until whatever it comes and confronts you. Then it'll show you to yourself. And where we're weak, that's where we strengthen. When we are strong we continue to strengthen and maintain it. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? I really thank you for listening on today. And if you're still here with your brother, I ask that you please share this information. Please share. Please, once again, go to our YouTube, James Anyabwile. YouTube, James Anyabwile. Let me see if I can find that. At the bottom, James Anyabwile, go there, YouTube, subscribe, like, press notification, and share. We need your help. I need your help. Please do that for me, brothers and sisters. And those of you who would like to donate to help us do what we do, you know, the information at the bottom of the screen, Cash App, Cash App, $GIAM 20. And our PayPal, paypal.me/HOTEP 2. Want to help your brother, help the platform as we put together information to help you. All right. We definitely would appreciate it. I'm not telling you what to give. Any little thing will help. Okay. And those who will do it, you know, we thank you in advance. And those of you who cannot do it, we thank you for supporting us and tuning in. And those of you who just don't want to do it, we appreciate you too. I'm going to continue to give to you. Okay? And hopefully, maybe you'll understand what reciprocation is. Look up the word. All right? Love you much. Hope to see you again. I think I may come on this week. During the weekday, I got something else I just want to share. You know, hopefully it'll help you out. So I'll see you next time. Let's leave out of here the way we came in with Hotep, which means peace, and a mandala, which means power to the people. See you next time, brothers and sisters. Enjoy your beautiful day. Hotep.